right, resuming.
My pause. All right, sorry about
That's right. It makes it easy for me to cut anyway.
exactly. And the thing, it keeps going. It only it paused it, so it didn't stop.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
I didn't have to do. But we're at 30. Okay.
So we were talking about Wyatt and stuff.
Yes.
Goldberg, that was a mistake, and then they did the same thing. You know, I noticed they did the same thing with Owens. Not to poke shit at Goldberg, but they did the same thing with Owens' title run.
Yeah. Anytime I get a new up and coming star get any kind of real momentum of dominance, they just like hey, let's just bring in Goldberg.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And just like
I said, no disrespect, like you said, but I don't get why they would do that and then just
especially
bring
with
it right
I can
over
understand with like Owens because he's mortal, but the Fiend.
The Fiend was unstoppable up to that point.
Yeah, they should have had him either DQ it or just come up with like another way to.
Yeah, like the Fiend like lost his shit and like didn't like stop and got DQ'd and Goldberg was like, you know what I mean? Like
then Goldberg. Then Goldberg like broke out of it and came back. Something to make both, like to keep Goldberg with credibility, but still
keep the mystique of the Fiend of like, dude, this guy's
go
crazy.
make him look strong.
Yeah, and they didn't do that. And then from then on, like I said, that I think literally the last time we saw him was when there was the Reigns came in and it was Strowman versus himself, and then Reigns came in and just that was when Reigns turned heel initially.
Right, this is my favorite time
with Heyman. Yeah, and then he came in like 3/4 into the way of the match and was like a triple threat now, and then he could kill them and spear. I think he pinned Strowman. He didn't spin the Fiend, but the Fiend was the champion.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. Like now, with all the rumors of him coming back, apparently I saw he was backstage at not SummerSlam, at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
I heard he was backstage.
There's been rumors and speculations.
Like a shitload.
It'd be a perfect time.
Yeah.
For him to come back.
There's been a lot of
anytime the man sends a tweet, people are losing their fucking minds.
Yeah,
I know I am.
Yeah, I'm watching now. I'm waiting to see the headline now. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! Like, when is he gonna pop up? Because if when I see he's like, there's rumors that he was actually backstage from multiple sources. I was like, oh shit! Like now it's kind of real. You know what I mean? Like now I'm waiting for it. Like now.
Yeah, it would have been a good time to.
Especially now, like I said, we don't have I mean, the Fiend will be a guy that he might not be meant to be a face initially, but he will be cheered.
Yeah, people love him.
He'll be over as all hell, and they don't have Cody now, and they don't. You know what I mean? He's gone. They don't have a big face.
Yeah, and they're not. They haven't been good in the last like fucking decade of actually driven up stars.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Unless they push like somebody like Drew McIntyre into the title fight.
Yeah.
Or they have, I don't know.
That's about it though. They don't have many other faces prepped to go in that position though.
No,
that have been built up to that extent.
No, not one.
Orton, he's injured.
Exactly.
And he's, you know what I mean. It's not like he's a new.
Well, Matt Riddle is supposedly challenging. Thing. And it's nice because Riddle might be ready. He may not be ready for the carry of the title. But he's definitely ready to be.
He's ready for shots
somewhere
in that main event scene.
Somewhere in that picture.
Yeah, he's ready to be in the main event scene, I think.
Yeah, especially I'm sure. Because you can see the growth as he's gone up, as he's come up from NXT.
Oh, absolutely.
And now with being with Randy Orton and all those, that dude learned generations. Of skill through him.
Being paired with Orton today is like.
Not only is he a third generation superstar, he was teamed up with Flair, the dirtiest player of the game. And Triple H.
Triple H, yep.
You can't tell me that man hasn't learned.
Oh, he has everything. Yeah, he has. That's why I think he's able to be like so good. Like I call Jericho. Like Taker and Jericho come to my mind whenever anybody asks me about the GOAT. Taker because he's managed to stay on top for so long. Jericho because he's managed to reinvent himself 40 times.
Yeah.
And still maintain.
It's the same fucking character though.
It's the same character with a slight twist, but it's enough to be different.
Right.
And it's fresh.
The man came out for 3 weeks and not said a word and just danced around the crowd and then went back.
Yep. And that was enough.
Like, yes!
And they're like, what's going on? Like, what the hell?
And then he turned heel.
All to tell us that he was here to challenge Punk because he was a hypocrite, basically. And you're like, whoa, what? What the fuck?
Right.
Yeah, it was fantastic, though. Like, I'm watching that because I was into that. I fell out of wrestling for a little bit. For like a year or so, and Punk, when he did his pipe bomb, got me back into it.
Right.
And then I started getting into it, and then Jericho came back about a year later, when Punk was about a year into his title run, and did that, and it was like phenomenal.
Speaking of pipe bombs, did you watch the MJF thing?
I did.
It took me forever to watch the full thing. That was intense. They took him. I still haven't been able to tell if it's a work yet.
I know.
Because they took him off. They took him off from what I read on the internet. The greatest source of information.
Oh, always. Trust everything you read on the internet.
They took him off the broadcast,
website, the intro to the show.
They took it out his merch.
Yeah. Which it's either an incredibly elaborate work, or
his country.
Or he literally screwed up and was like, "I'm looking to go to WWE."
Maybe right now. It'd be probably the perfect time to go to WWE.
For him?
Not only will they probably pay him way more.
Yeah. They'll probably fire The Miz.
Probably, right now, after that little... right after that, he's probably the hottest thing going right now.
God, he's one of the most talked about things.
Yeah.
Besides all the injuries in wrestling right now,
yeah,
he's one of the most talked about
things. Can you imagine if he showed up and challenged fucking, Roman Reigns? Challenged somebody to...
God.
Yeah. Say if Roman Reigns left... And they whoever they put the title on, MJF came out. If anytime MJF,
he'd be like superstardom like that.
The place would blow the fuck up. The internet would crash.
Yeah, yeah, he would.
And he really would. Yeah, there'd be so much money to be made from that move.
Oh my god. It's yeah. When you could blend, and that's what made Punk's 2011 run so phenomenal.
Yeah.
When you can blend reality, with fiction, and when you can actually make that line blur, that's when you really get into the product. And it's that's what happened with Punk. And right now, even you and I are saying, the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, this is a work. This has got to be a work. But in my mind, there's the doubt of what the fuck if it's not?
You felt that intensity.
That was intense. That whole promo.
You felt it through the television.
That as much as it might have been a work, there was realism to that promo.
Right.
There was shit in there that you were like, that was real. That was personal. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And personal sells.
Personal sells. Puts asses in seats.
Right.
And
you can quote that Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
You say whatever you want. Just make me money.
Yeah. That's what I don't know.
If you're not in professional wrestling, then make money.
I don't care where I see him. I just better see him in a wrestling company for years to come.
Right.
Because that man,
he's so young.
I found out he's a year younger than me. I think. Man is 23. I think.
Yeah. And
I'm like, bro, I need to get my shit together.
Right. I said that. I said that to you not too long ago. Man, all these guys are the same age as me. If I actually followed my dream and had some fucking discipline.
MJF, man, was
I could be one of those guys. I could be one of those guys.
And yeah, just looking at him makes me want to do more. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just
maybe I could. But you're still young enough to do it. You can still do it.
It's he's one of those guys, man, that you just watch and you're like, fuck. Well, I guess that's one for me too.
I already jumped the bag.
That's saucy.
Hashtag saucy.
It can taste the pizza sauce.
You're putting it on a fucking t-shirt.
We're obviously not big enough to sponsor anything, but combos are fucking great.